Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ademde Deborah, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to calculate your circle flay. Okay, your circle flay or peplum, depending on where you are joining it. You can join it to your waist, you can join it at your, depending on what you want. So these are the measurements that you need. You need measurements. You need your circumference. You need your circumference. And your circumference can be at the waist if you are making a skirt, or you are joining it to a particular bodice that you've already prepared ahead, or you are joining it to the hem of the skirt. So you want to get the circumference of the hem of your, maybe your skirt, short skirt hem at the knee, or your long skirt, depending on what you want. It can be at the sleeve, that's your wrist circumference. Okay, it can be at the neck to make a cape. So depending on what where you are joining it to, you have to get the circumference of that point. Then you also need the length of the flay that you want. Okay, depending on how long you want it, you must have your measurements at hand. Okay, so if you are making skirt, you might also need your band height. Okay, so now let's get practical. For this class, I'll be using a waist circumference for a skirt. I'll be using a waist circumference of 28 inches. Okay, and the length is length 20 inches. Okay, and the band height that I want is 2 inches. That's the band height that I want. Okay, now before you go on, this is not the total, this length is not your total length, because you still want to have your band in this your peplum or your flay skirt. Okay, so what you want to do is to remove this your length, your band waist, your band height from your length that you have here. So that will be 20 minus 2. Okay, that will give us 18. So this is the length of the flay that will be creating right now. Okay, it will not be 20 inches because you still have 2 inches band that you want to add to it. But in case where you are not adding band, maybe you are joining it to a bodice, or you're joining it to a sleeve, or whatever the case might be, you want to use the exact band, exact length measurement. Okay, now that's that about the measurement. Now, how do you now get to know the amount of fabric that you need to cut out this your flay that you have? Already we have a waist circumference of 28, and we have a length of 20, and the band height is 2 inches. Okay, now the exact band height, that the exact length for this skirt, because it's a skirt, is now 18 inches, because we'll be removing 2 inches from the band height. Okay, so now how do you now know the amount of fabric to cut out, such that you not get to waste your fabric, or you not have to short charge yourself when you are buying the fabric in the market, or when you are calculating it for your client? Okay, this is what you want to do. Number one, you need to understand that a circle skirt, just like the name implies, is a skirt made from circle. Okay, and this is what a circle look like. Okay, and this is what our skirt also look like. Pardon my drawing. Okay, so this is what our skirt also look like. Okay, now in this case, I want you to have a band. So this is the band of my skirt. Okay, so this is from this point to this point is the length, but this is the band height that I want to remove. This is 2 inches, so it means that I remove this to the remaining length that I have here is now our circle flay length that we are going to work with, which is the 18 inches that we have here. Okay, that's that about that. Then also you need to understand that this is a circle. This is a circle. Okay, which means that you have something like this, and our circle is always having a center, and from that center to any point is your R. Okay, is your R, which is your radius. Now, from all this area surrounding this circle is called circumference, because that is the surrounding, that is what makes it a total circle. This is just a point. From this point to this point, and continue like that makes it a full circle, because this point to this point is the same thing as this point to this point. That's what makes it a circle. Okay, and this point is called, this area is called circumference. And for you to know the circumference of a circle, circumference of a circle equals to 2 pi r, or you can use small r. Okay, that is the mathematical formula for a circle. Okay, so now that's mathematical formula. Now in this case, this is where this is our circumference. This our waist circumference is our circumference C. Okay, we want to now get, but we have for the C, we have that. Then now, which means if you are replicating it with this skirt, this formula, if you are bringing it, improvising it into this formula for the skirt, it means that your waist circumference equals to 2 pi r. Okay, now remember that pi in mathematics, pi equals to 22/7, which is the same thing as 3.14142. okay, in mathematics. So we'll be bringing that inside this formula. That's our circumference equals to 2 brackets our pi, which is 3.142 times our r. Okay, so the same thing in our skirt. When you are making your skirt calculation, your waist circumference equals to 2 times 3.142 times r. Okay, so which means that C equals to 2 times 3.142 will give you 6.28, then times r, because r we don't know the value. The same thing, waist circumference equals to 6.2, by the time 2 times 3.14 to give you 6.28 times r. Okay, times r. So that's what you have now. So now already from this our value that we have here, we already know what our waist circumference is. Our waist circumference, so waist circumference is already known, so is a known, but we don't know what our r is. So to now get your r, we want to make r the, what's it called, the subject of the formula. And how do you do that? What you do is that you will divide both sides by 6.28. okay, 6.28. so this will cancel this, so r is now equals to C over, which your circumference over 6.28. okay, so now bringing it to your skirt part, that will be your waist circumference divided by 6.28 equals to 6.28 times r divided by 6.28. this will cancel this, so your r now equals to, this is what we have later this side, so that's r equals to your waist circumference over 6.28. so this is how you get your formula. This is now the formula you'll be using to cut your circle skirt. So this is how it was gotten. It's not like it was just, imagine, some people will just do, okay, divided by 4. It might work for you, but if you really want to get an accurate circle skirt or flare, whatever the case might be, you need to get this your formula right. Okay, so this is the formula for any kind of circle skirt you want to create. Okay, so now this is your formula. Let me bring it back here. Formula equals to your r equals to waist circumference. Let me write it in full. Waist circumference divided by 6.28. okay, so now let's rewrite our measurement that we have. Measurement equals to our waist circumference, because we are doing a circle skirt. Waist circumference equals to, I think, 28. Waist circumference 28. Skirt length is 20. Band height is 2, but this is optional. Okay, if you are joining it to a bodice, you don't need to put your waist your band height. Okay, so since we have band height, our total what's it called, our exact length, our exact skirt length will now be 20 minus 2 that we use to cut this flare. That will give us 18. So 18 is the length that we are using to cut this flay. Okay, then now that we have these measurements, we already know the length that we are working with. So the length we are working with now is 18. Now let's now input our formula, radius of the circle that we want to get now, which is our waist circumference divided by 6.2. So our waist is 28. Okay, 28 now divided by 6.28 will give us 6.28. 28 divided by 6.28 will give us 4.45 equals to 4.45 inches. Okay, so that is the circumference of this flay skirt that we are cutting out. Okay, so I will write it out. Okay, can you see the way I'm taking it step by step so that you can understand? So circumference, waist circumference equals to 4.45 inches. Now the skirt length, the flay skirt length is 18 inches. Okay, so what you want to do is to add these two together. Waist circumference, waist radius, sorry, this is radius now, not circumference. Waist radius, the radius now equals to then 4.45. So you want to add it to your skirt length. This is your skirt length, 18 inches. So that's plus 18 inches. Okay, this will give us 22.45. okay, that's what we have right now for our total length. This will now become our length. Radius is the same thing as length. Radius is for circle, while length is for a straight line. So it's the same thing. So this is your skirt length. The formula now is skirt length plus skirt radius. So that's what gave us this. Okay, so now before you now go ahead to cut it, you want to add your joining allowance to your length that you have here. So the length that we have now is 22.45 plus, let's say you are joining it to a band just like we are doing here, you need 0.5 of an inch plus half of an inch. Then for the hem of the skirt, you need like 1 or 0.5 depending on what you want to use to finish it. So let's do 1 inches. So our total length now equals to this plus this plus this. So that's plus 1.5 to this. So everything that we have here is 23.95 inches. Okay, that is now the total length of the fabric that we need. Okay, this is the total length of the fabric that you need. Now you will not just cut out like this. So let's just approximate this to 24. Okay, now this measurement 24 inches is for one length. You know, we have to fold our paper into 4. So that's for one length. You have to now multiply it by 2 because you are going to fold your measurement. So that's 24 times 2 will give us 48. Okay, so what you will now be cutting will be this 48 on the length, 48. The second side of the length or the breadth is still 48 inches. Okay, so that's how it works. You just multiply your total length that you've calculated after you've divided your waist circumference by 6.28. You got 4.45. That 4.45 you will multiply, you will add it to your skirt length. After you've added it to your skirt length, you add necessary allowance. This one is for joining, this one is for the hemming allowance. So whatever you have here, you will total it, and this is it. Then this total you now multiply it by 2 because you are going to fold your paper into 2. So whatever you get is what you use to cut your fabric. So you will cutting the length 48 and the breadth 48 inches. So that's what we have here. So that's the amount of fabric we'll be needing. So let's go into the cutting. So I'll be using this scrap pattern paper. I don't know if it will be enough for my length. Okay, let's see if it will be enough. This is 38. I don't think it will be enough. Okay, this is not going to be enough. I come back. So my pattern paper will not be enough for this. radius, and I don't have a spare fabric to use to cut out so that you can see. So I want to do a miniature size of that. So I will be dividing my what's it called, measurement by 2. So let's say the waist is 14 and the length is 10. Okay, the length is 10. That's the measurement we are using. Then the band height is equals to 2 inches. Okay, so from our formula that we already have here, which is this, your radius, we need our radius. This is our waist circumference. Our radius will be waist circumference divided by 6.28. Okay, so that will give us 14 divided by 6.28. Okay, 14 divided by 6.28 will give us 2.22, because 2.22. Okay, so this is our radius now for the skirt. This is the radius 2.22. Then the length is 10 inches. Okay, I want a band height of 2 inches, so 2 minus 10 will give us 8. So the band height has been removed. Now we have 8 inches to work with. So this new length plus our r, so r plus l equals to 2.22 plus 8 inches will give us 10.22. Okay, now this is the total length that we have. Now this total length, we now add it with plus your joining allowance plus your hemming allowance. Okay, so the total length is 10.22 plus 0.5 for joining, plus you might not even need to add your joining allowance. You can do that on the pattern when you're working, when you're about to cut it. Okay, so let's just leave this out. So plus 1, that will be 11.22. so this is what we'll be folding. We'll be now multiplying by 2, we give us 22.44. okay, so we'll be measuring length 22.44 and breadth 22.44. okay, so let's do that on our pattern paper. That should be able to, it should be able to accommodate 22.44. That's around 23 inches. So you want to measure your fabric like so. Okay, this is one length, this is 23, so I'll be doing 23 inches. Okay, you mark it round, mark it across like so, so that you can rule a straight line. Okay, then you want to get to this side too, so that it can accommodate everything that you want or need. Okay, so that's that about the length. So the breadth, we do the same thing, 23 inches to get a square, a perfect square. Okay, so you just work with your own calculation and just follow the step exactly like so, and trust me, you will get a perfect circle without wasting your fabric. Trust me, just try it out and see what you have over there. Okay, so if you have watched up to this level, please kindly like the video so that the algorithm can recommend it for other people, and then share, please share and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that I can be encouraged to bring more tutorials, more useful tutorials, not just anyhow tutorials to your screen. Okay, so that is what we are going to cut out. This part is not going to be part of it, so you cut it out like so. Okay, so this also is not part of the amount that we need. Okay, so that's that. So the next thing you want to do is to fold your fabric like so. 1, you fold it into 2, you fold it into two, make sure they are equal and balanced. So this is a paper, I need to take my time. Then you fold again this way or whichever way you want to fold it, okay, into four. So right now you have 4 layers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this is the reason why we multiply it by 2. Can you see? So that you can have that 4 fold, and then you still have your length. So the length that we had was where's the paper? We had length of 22. We had length of 11.22. So let's measure what we have here now. Can you see? We have 11.5 because I went ahead. We are supposed to cut 22.44, but I cut what's it called, 23 inches. So 23 inches divided by 2 give us 11.5, which is what we have here. Okay, and if you measure this other side, is also what you have there. So that's, make sure that is to tell you that you are on track. Okay, so now when you want to take your measurement, you want to use the part that is having this side is unfold and this other side too is unfold. That is the part, because if you work here, you end up with a pieces. If you work with this angle, you end up with a pieces. Here you end up with even 4 pieces, everything divided into 4. Okay, so now we will come to this side that is unfold, where there is no opening. You place your circumference. Now the circumference we had was 2.2 inches. Is that right? 2.2 inches was the radius that we got, so we want to place 2.2 inches. So that's approximately 2.25. You can do 2.25. It's still within range. Okay, I want to do the same thing to the edge. Then you take your curve rule or your hand, whichever you can work with, and then connect them together. 2.25, 2.22, 2.22, that's 2.25. Okay, let me just use my hand, it's too small. Okay, now you want to, if you cannot get your length from here, okay, you can either use the summary that you have here. You know, we had 11.22, so you can do that directly, or you come down from here and get your what's your length. Your length is 8 plus 1 inch for joining, we give you 9. So you can either do that from here, you come down, you come from this point that your circle stop, and then you mark 9 around, or you want to start from the top and then you mark 2.22, which is still the same thing. 11.25. So 11.25 all around. You want to make sure that your tape is on this corner, please, on that corner. Then you mark, you just turn your tape, maneuver it around it, or pivot it around it rather. Okay, and then we are here. Okay, so you want to get your ruler or your free hand and connect them one by one. Okay, so this is it. You have your full scale, so you want to cut it out now. Can you see what we have there? Then come to the hem. Okay, so that's that about that. But I forgot to add my allowance. So in cases where you've not added your allowance, you just want to go up from this your 2.25, go up by 0.5 of an inch, and you get it now. and you cut along this line instead of this line. So since I'm not using it, I'll just, it's okay like this. And then you have your full circle skirts, whatever the case might be. This is what you have. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe, like and share so that other people can be able to see. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.